So hey guys, it's Kayla Shay coming at you today with another video, and today's video is about senior year. I had to take a deep breath because again because the first time I recorded it the whole way through and I just did not like it. I did not like it. So I'm recording it now. Hopefully this one goes as smooth as the last one because I actually liked the way I was talking in it. I just didn't like the way I looked in it. You guys know how that go. But anyways, yes, these are senior tips that I feel like could help you or could help someone else. I really just wrote these down really quickly to make this video, but I feel like most of the tips that I wrote down are important. I feel like they really pinpoint, put a nail on the head of different points of different things that you'll go through in senior year, and I feel like they'll really just be helpful. Okay, so the first thing to do is to make sure you gather all your payment info or all the payments that are coming up or that will come up within your senior year before you start. And this is really important because a lot of people just don't have money to blow like that. Just don't have money to just throw here, throw there, throw this way, that way, backwards, forwards, front. You know, a lot of people just don't have money like that. So, you know, if you write out a list of things that you know you have to pay for, like yearbooks, senior portraits, graduation invitation, cap and gown fees, anything else such as like when you apply to college, application fees, once you get accepted at college, you know, housing fees, orientation fees, and all of that comes on top of your senior fees. So you're paying high school fees on top of college fees, and it's just money on top of money being thrown out back to back to back to back. So make sure you just make note of everything that you have to pay for before you pay for it. You know, also the ACT, if you want to retake your ACT. I know our school gives us waivers, but you only get 2 waivers if I'm not mistaken. So if you've already used those waivers, then you got to pay for that as well. Just be mindful, take note of everything, and also if you don't know any of the fees, ask a previous senior. They'll let you know because senior year is not cheap. Also, they'll try to sell you all this extra cute stuff, and we'll fall for it because I did, and I bought all the sweatshirts and all the extra stuff and t-shirts, and it's just money thrown everywhere. So just be mindful, pay attention to the payments, make note of the payment. What is that behind me? Oh, that's my blanket. Make note of the payments and just be ready to spend some money. Period. So the second thing that really just coincides with that, pay attention to deadlines. I suggest that you get a calendar on your wall, to put on your wall and just write down everything when everything is due, so you can physically look at it and be like, oh, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, so you're not having to remember it and then end up forgetting some very important things. Like, that's very helpful. I used to have a wall calendar, but it was for 2018. I had to get a new one, and I'm definitely take one to college because it really helped me just keep up with what I had going on, and what I had to do, with scholarships I had to turn in, when everything was due, and just make sure that I was on top of my A game, you know. And deadlines are very important in your senior year. There are a lot of things that if you don't get paid, then it's over, and some things you won't even get to experience. You know, like if you forget to pay your cap and gown fee, you're not gonna have a cap and gown. If you get to pay the application fee for the college that you want to go to, you're not gonna be able to attend that college. Or if you miss the deadline for when those deadlines are over. You know what I'm saying? There's deadlines on top of deadlines, and times on top of times, and just assignments on top of assignments. Just make sure you stay on top of every deadline. So like I said, I suggest the wall calendar. Write everything out so you can physically see it, and even get on your phone, like put it in your reminders, so you can see everything that has to be turned in, because even, you know, we're on our phone, and if it pop up, you're like, oh, okay, I can do this, I can do that. And even you can get a lot of things done ahead of time, so you're not stressing when that time gets here. That's really helped me this year. I've, you know, done a lot of things ahead of time, or maybe a month or 2 in advance, so when that time comes, I'm like, oh, okay, let me go find it, and here it goes. So yeah, just pay attention to deadlines. Start on your scholarships early, and also make sure you complete your FAFSA as early as you can, especially when it opens. Like, keep your eye on it. Figure out when the FAFSA opens. I think it's October 1st. It was October 1st for us, and just do it that day. Get it done. If you can't do it that day, do it the next. Don't wait until that first semester is over to try to do your FAFSA, because then you'll be in a run for your, you'll be in a rush for time then, and it'll be hard for you to get it done. FAFSA is very important, and if you want free money, you better get your FAFSA done. Free money or coming out your pocket. Free money coming out your pocket. Make sure you get it done. And also, don't let your parents procrastinate, because I trust me, they will try to procrastinate it and be like, oh, we'll push it off, we'll do it then. Be like, no, we're gonna do my FAFSA right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, just stay on top of things. Also, stay on top of deadlines such as scholarships, different things, but make sure you do everything early. And also, pay attention to grants that your state may have. I know from us in Mississippi, we have the HELP grant, the MTAG, and there's another grant I can't think of right now. But yeah, we have grants, and it's free money. It's federal money, or free money. It's a grant, so it's given to you. Just know, accept all free money. Never decline money. Never decline scholarships. Loans, I do suggest that you decline those unless you need them. When I say need, I mean need, because loans you do have to pay back. Grants are given to you, scholarships are given to you. And make sure you pay attention to some scholarships and make sure that you don't have to pay them back. But I don't think I've ever seen a scholarship that you have to pay back. But yeah, loans, you do have to pay them back. And who wants to pay student loans all their life, for the rest of their life? Trust me, it gets that deep. Alright, so you need to enter into your senior year with an eager mindset. And when I say this, I'm saying this to myself, I'm saying this to you guys, because even though I'm already in my senior year, but I did say this to myself. You have to stay motivated, you have to stay eager, and you just have to go in just knowing that you have a place that you're trying to go. You're trying to walk across that stage at the end of it all, and that's your main focus, that's your main point. You didn't go this far or get this far to not graduate or to not walk across the stage. That's everyone's number one or main priority, is to walk across the stage. Just make sure you're eager, you're excited, and you have that mindset. You're like, okay, this is it. This is the finish line. I just have to keep pushing through. I have to push through this year. I have to push through it and be excited about everything, even though you're not excited to go to school every day. But just push through and just try to get through everything. And also, having an eager mindset will keep you from getting senioritis. You won't have an eager mindset all the time, because you'll be like, at the end of the year, you'll be like, I'm so sick of this. When is this going to be over? But having an eager mindset, at least at the first semester, is when you need it the most. So you can really just get all of everything done that needs to be done. And you can brush it off your shoulders, you can take a deep breath on your second semester. So just be eager to get everything done. Alright, this is really is just I don't know what to say. This really is important. This is very important. During your senior year, you need to stay out of trouble. Do not decide to be hard or to get excited because you think you're big macho senior year, you top of the school. Don't get in trouble, because once you get in trouble, it just kind of makes your whole senior year go downhill. And a lot of times, a lot of people that offer scholarships from your school or to your school, they'll ask around. Trust me, they'll ask around about you. And if you're known to be a troublemaker, they will not give you a scholarship. If the college hears about you being a troublemaker, it's on your transcript or it's on your discipline. They look into all that stuff. If it's in there and you're known to be a troublemaker, you're known to just cause problems, they're not gonna want you at their facility. And also, don't get in trouble, because a lot of times getting in trouble, getting kicked out of school, getting your ISS, not getting your work done, because if you're in trouble, you're not getting your work done, you're gonna have to catch up. But if you have to try to catch up, and if you really don't care, you're just worried about getting in trouble, being a class clown, doing all this extra, you'll end up not graduating. And that's the honest to God truth. You'll end up not graduating because you just wasted your time trying to be cool, or trying to be funny, trying to be the troublemaker, and it's really not worth it, because you wasted all that time trying to, you know, get to where you are, and you're finally there, and you might have already been approved to graduate, because, you know, you might have already met all the requirements, and you're just like, well, I'm gonna graduate anyway, and you just do some outrageous stuff. You won't graduate. They can tell you that you will not walk across that stage, and that'll just be a disappointment to you, to your family, that you've made it this far, and then you decide to just let it all go. So please just stay out of trouble. Just don't do all that. Okay, go out and hang out with your friends or your classmates. So go out and hang out with your friends or classmates. Like, this is the most important time for you to be hanging out with your friends or classmates, because you guys will never see each other again. And like, even with me and my best friend, like, we hang out almost 3 to 4 times a week, because like, we've been inseparable since the 6th grade, and now all of a sudden we're realizing like we'll never probably see each other again. Well, I'm not gonna say we'll never see each other again, because I'm not even going that far. We're not going that far away from each other, but our communication won't be as consistent or as common as it is now. And you know, that's heartbreaking to think about. And also, like, hanging out with your classmates that you never would have even thought that you would be hanging out with or talking to. Like, communicate with your teammates. I said teammates. Communicate with your classmates, because, you know, like, when you guys have a reunion or something 5 or 10 years down the road, you don't want it to be weird. You don't want to be like, oh, I knew her, or I saw her in school sometimes, but I never really talked to her. You want to be able to say, I interacted with all my classmates. We all have a good relationship, and we're all really close. You know, like, it's getting to the end where we all feel like, we don't feel like, we just know that we'll never really, some of our classmates will never even see again. And that's really sad to think about, but it's the honest to God truth. Like, that time is coming, it's near, and we just have to be mindful of each other, and, you know, just, you know, get together. And I know my grade, really, we're just not figuring it out, but because we really didn't have a reason to just branch off from our cliques and just get involved with other people. I mean, I did personally, but I wasn't, me, even myself, like, I wasn't all up in everybody else's Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had my clique, I had my friends, but I also, you know, tried to interact with everyone else. Even this year, I'm extra trying to interact with everyone else, because after this year, we'll never interact with each other again. A lot of us won't, unless we're going to the same college, or even if we're going to the same college, we still won't even bump into each other. Like, that's really crazy to think about. So, I mean, just be mindful. Just try to interact with your classmates. Try to get a good relationship with them. Try to learn who they are. And I mean, you guys don't have to be best friends, but just be acquaintances. Just be, you know, just think about one another. Like, you guys have grown up together all these years. And I'm getting a little emotional thinking about it, because I'm like, wow, this is really just coming. It's hit me. But, you know, just be mindful of each other. You guys have grown up together, and now it's this point in time where you guys are about to be separated. So yeah, just try to hang out with everyone, try to gain that relationship with everyone, and yeah. I don't want to cry on camera. So yeah, just love your class. Just love your class, because, you know, you want to get back to your reunions. I'm thinking about reunions, because I feel like those would be so fun. But you want to be like, oh yeah, I had a good relationship with her. Or you don't want it to be awkward when you just stare at each other at the reunion. You're like strangers. You want to be like, hey, how have you been? Type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what stuff that I think about. So I feel like you should think about it also. Okay, this goes into another thing. Participate in everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Like, what's your purpose in not participating? Like, why would you not participate? Participate in the school dances, participate in the games, go to all the games, go to all the homecomings, go to all the proms. Like, even if you didn't participate all throughout high school, participate this year, because you don't want to live your senior year or live your life thinking back on high school with regrets. You don't want to be like, dang, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have went to prom. I wish I would have attended more basketball games. I wish I would have talked to more people or gotten more friends. Like, you don't want to wish. You want to look back onto your high school and you're like, yeah, I'm so glad that I got involved. I'm so glad that I did all this and had all these experiences. Like, I look back onto my first semester of high school and I'm like, wow, like, I really cheered. Like, I'm getting emotional. Hold on. Like, I really cheered my last football game. I really cheered my last basketball game, which was actually this semester that happened. But I'm actually retiring my cheer uniform from these last 4 years of high school. I went to my last homecoming. I'm about to go to my last prom, because I've never been to prom. It's just a lot of things going on, and I'm just amazed at how fast it went by, and also kind of sad that it's over now that I think back on it. Because my first, don't cry, Katera. My first semester was just so enjoyable because my classmates, we realized, or we just came together as one, and we just made it enjoyable for one another. We had senior night, which is the night before. We had this thing, which is the night before school, and we just all came together, and we were all just one big happy family. Like, we had the most fun that night. And, you know, like, looking back on that and seeing how we've all interacted throughout the school year, it just really makes you sad, because you're like, I don't want to let them go. I don't want to leave who I've been with for the past 12, 13 years. So yeah, that's just really just a little really emotional. But like I was saying, don't live with any regrets. Like, you want to be able to have that emotion that I had, like wow, it's over. It's over, really. Like, my first semester of high school is done, and I'm almost finished with my second semester of high school, like my final semester of high school. So yeah, guys, just get involved. You guys don't want to be sad or tell your children that you didn't do certain things and try to force them to do certain things because you didn't. Like, you want to be able to have those experiences with them, because you all want to have those experiences. So yeah, all right, don't get lazy come the end of the school year. Like, what's the purpose of being lazy? Honestly, what's the purpose? Because once you're being lazy, and I know senioritis hits you, and you're just like, what's the purpose of being lazy? Like, I know senioritis hits you, and you're just like, I don't want to be here. I'm over it. I'm tired of seeing these people. I'm tired of seeing these teachers. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of doing that. But don't get lazy. Don't let your grades drop, because although you think that the colleges don't look at your GPA at the end of the year or your grades, they still look at that stuff because they want to see how you push through the year, or they just want to see how you finished it out. Because you're like, oh yeah, I've already been accepted into the school, I've already gotten those scholarships, I've already done this, I've already done that. But they also pay attention to that, and they'll be like, well, this will be how he or she is when they try to finish their last semester of college. They'll barely push through. They'll just give up at the end of the school year. They'll just do enough to get by. Like, you don't want them to think of you as that. You want them to think of you like, oh, she'll finish it out strong, she'll give us good credentials, and you just want them to have a good mindset about you. And you also want to have a good mindset about yourself. Like, you don't want to work all those years to bring your GPA up and then end up bringing it down. So don't do stupid stuff. Don't be lazy. Don't let your grades drop just because you're just over it. Like, just do your work, get everything done to your full potential, but also, like, you know, make sure you're on top of things. You can chill, but don't chill too much to where you're just like going downhill. Like, even me, like, I'm still surprised that I stay awake in all my classes. And I'm not saying that as if I've ever just slept in class. You know, this year senioritis hits you, and like, we all sometimes come in the mornings and we're just like out of it. Like, almost all of our classmates have taken a nap in some class or done something, been asleep, just haven't been there mentally, which I can say I'm in class and I'm awake, but most of the days I'm not there mentally. And our teacher knows. He's always like, our first period teacher, he's always like, yeah, I know you guys aren't here, let's just put this PowerPoint down real quick, let's just give you guys a breather. Because he knows how draining it is. He can see it on our faces that we're just like staring at him but not listening. It's the honest to God truth. And then I'm not saying, like, I don't know, it's not that I'm lazy, you know, because I'm proud of myself for pushing through, but you know, we have those days of being a senior where you're just like, I'm over it. But don't let that get you lazy. Like, even though I'm at that point in my senior year, I still have straight A's. Like, you can't let that drop just because you're tired of school. So keep that up. Don't just let it die down because you're sick and tired of school. Like, you have to keep that up, keep your grades up, and just don't be lazy. Don't become lazy. Don't stop coming to class. Don't stop paying attention. Don't stop caring. You know, you got to keep that up throughout the rest of the high school or the rest of your senior year. All right, this comes for another one. Motivate yourself and your classmates. And this comes from a teacher that I had, where he's always told us, like, even if you have to drag your classmate across the finish line, drag each other across the finish line, like, help each other, motivate one another. Like, if you see someone slacking, tell them, come on, you got it, we're almost at the finish line, we're almost done. Like, don't let each other give up. Don't even let each other, you know, be broken down. And also motivate yourself. Like, tell yourself you're proud. Tell yourself that you're proud you made it to where you've gotten. Give yourself automotives. Give yourself ultimatums. I think that's how you say it. Ultimatums. Just give yourself rewards, you know. Just do everything. Motivate yourself. Like, say if you have a C in a class, you can be like, well, I'll buy myself this thing, whatever you want. I'll buy myself this if I bring it up to a B. Especially if you have a job, you can reward yourself. You know, just use that as motivation, or also just have a goal in mind where you want to go, or where you want to be academically at the end of the school year, or physically, mentally at the end of the school year. Be like, I want to grow up mentally. I want to be able to do things on my own, because, you know, when you get to college, you got to do a lot on your own. And I may be talking fast, but I'm trying to make this video a little shorter. But yeah, just motivate yourself and your classmates. Drag each other across the finish line. Help each other. Be there for one another, because we're all we got. And lastly, don't stress. Give yourself some space or some time and have fun. Have fun. When I say don't stress, like, don't stress about stuff, because I promise you guys, I had a mental breakdown this morning. And woo geez, it was the worst. It was the worst mental breakdown. Like, just because, you know, everything is piling up on me. Like I said earlier, don't let things pile up. Like, it's just prom, I'm having to buy all this stuff for my dorm, having to buy all this stuff for college, having to pay for all this stuff for college, having to pay for everything. So just don't let this stuff build up on you. Don't stress. Like, even if, like me today, no, it was yesterday, I just had to give myself a break. Like, I didn't even bring my backpack into my house. I just had to breathe. I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't do it. So just give yourself some space. Don't put everything onto yourself and feel like you just have to get everything done. Like, make sure you hit those deadlines, but also give yourself some time. Like, okay, let me take a deep breath. I know I'm stressed. I know I don't feel good. I know it's just too much. Push it to the side and just breathe. Do something that makes you happy. Give yourself time to breathe. Like, that's the most important. You don't want to overwhelm yourself and stress yourself out, because that's when you get to that point of laziness, or you get to that point of just giving up. And you don't want to get to that point and just give up to when you made it this far. So I think that's all I had to say, guys. I hope you guys like this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.